Okay, today we're gonna make creamy tomato basil soup. This is one of my kids' favorites, and it doesn't have traditional ingredients that you would think of, and they just really love it. It's from Megan Gilmore. I have 2 of her other books as well, and I like it because it just uses whole foods and no sugar, no white carbs or anything like that. And so that's why I cook from it, not necessarily because I want to be detox, but more it just cuts out a lot of food that you don't want to eat. This one in particular is her Instapot cookbook. So I love it because it's really easy and all her recipes are good. And so I'm going to show you how to make some really easy soup in an Instapot. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get this to turn on to saute. My buttons are, you can see, I've cooked a lot. So, and the first thing I'm going to want to do is add some olive oil to my Instapot, just about a tablespoon. The thing with the Instapots is if they get a burn notice, they shut off. So you just want to be careful to follow the directions like it says. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this. And then once this is hot, I'm going to add onion until it's softened. Okay. So our onions are getting translucent. They're not sticking to the bottom. You don't want them to stick. And they're getting exactly where we need them to be. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off. And then I'm gonna add in my garlic, and that's actually just gonna cook. Add my other ingredients. It's gonna cook with the heat. I'm just gonna mix that around, making sure to not let the bottom of my pan burn. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add, now this is the weirdest part of this, is a pound of frozen butternut squash. I actually use it as a base for a lot of my soup. And then I was able to get this at Sprouts, the last 2 cans. You could also use whole tomatoes and you can just puree them into the, your blender, and then you can just add those in. So it's a 28-ounce can. And then I'm gonna add, I don't have dried basil, so they didn't have any in the store. So thyme is always really good in soup. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of thyme and some salt, and then 2 cups of water, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the lid on this and get it steamed. So I've got my 3 cups of water. That's a super important ingredient, so that the bottom of your pan doesn't burn if you're making this particular soup. And so that squash is totally frozen, but we're gonna put the lid on. Make sure your vent is closed. If it's down, it's open. If it's up, it's closed. And then this little thing is gonna pop up. And once it pops up, you won't be able to open this up. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on pressure cook for 5 and just leave it, and it's gonna do its thing. Okay, so this actually went to 0. What it did was it got under pressure, it got hot. That 5 minutes that we set it for counted down until this got to 0. Now it's just sitting, it's counting back up. We have to naturally leave it alone. It says let it just naturally vent for 10 minutes. So we're gonna wait for this to actually count back up to 10 minutes. Don't try to open this. This is under really high pressure. Don't vent your thing yet. You see this is popped up. If that's popped up, you cannot open this. If you try to open it, it'll have a massive amount of steam. I don't even think you can open it, but you would really burn yourself. Okay, so we got to 10. So we're gonna go ahead and release this, and you can see that the steam is pretty hot. So it's gonna take a little while for all the steam to release. And then once it does, that little thing will drop. So this dropped, and now I'm able to open this up, and you can see my squash is ready to be pureed. So I'm gonna get a blender, and we're gonna go ahead and blend this soup right in here. Okay, so this is ready now to be blended. If you have an immersion blender, you can use that. I think this just works just as good. Okay, so anything that was in your sauce, like your onions and your garlic and all of that. And then you want to take full fat coconut milk. So you're not going to use half and half, especially if you're trying to do more of a dairy-free. This is a great option. And so you're going to get all that in there and then stir it around and get a nice, you can even whip it, bowl dirty. And then if you had some chopped fresh basil, you would go ahead and serve your soup. You can put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. Okay, so we've got our tomato basil. I did substitute this with thyme because I don't have any basil. You can use dried basil, but I'm just gonna do a creamy tomato soup with thyme, and I did have parsley, so I love. Okay, so I also added a little bit of Parmesan cheese. I am not dairy free. If you are, then you don't want to. And then you can always add a little pepper. I like my tomato basil or my creamy tomato soup really peppery. Add salt to taste. You can use either a crostini, sourdough bread, any kind of toast, saltine crackers, wheat crackers, or you can just eat it by yourself if you're trying to just be carb free. So anyways, that's it. Super easy. This literally took me like 30 minutes, and my boys will eat this with grilled cheese sandwiches, and yeah, so enjoy.